It is time for section 1. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 6. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 6.
Good afternoon, Riverside Hotel. This is Sarah speaking. How may I assist you?
Hi, I'd like to book a room, please. I'm planning a trip to Scotland with my wife.
Sure. May I have your full name?
Yes, it's Daniel Watson.
Thanks, Mr. Watson. Could I get your address, please?
Certainly. It's 17 Maple Grove.
Can you spell that for me?
M-A-P-L-E, Grove.
And your postcode?
EH146JT.
Great. And can I have your phone number?
Yes, it's 0789123456.
Thank you. Now, when will you be arriving?
We'll arrive on the 15th of October and stay for 3 nights.
So that's the 15th to the 18th. And will it be a double room?
Yes, a double with a view of the river if possible.
We do have a Riverview double available. Would you like breakfast included?
Yes, please.
All right. The total cost for 3 nights with breakfast will be £360.
That's fine. Do we need to pay now?
You can pay now or on arrival. Which do you prefer?
I'll pay on arrival, please.
No problem. Would you like any extras, like a parking space or late checkout?
Yes, we'll need parking. We're driving from Manchester.
Okay. Parking is free for guests. And what time do you expect to arrive?
Probably around 4 p.m.
That's perfect. Check-in starts at 3 p.m. By the way, we're running a promotion on guided tours around Edinburgh and the Highlands. Would you be interested?
Oh, that sounds interesting. Can you tell me more?
Of course. The Edinburgh City Walking Tour is 2 hours long and covers the Royal Mile, Edinburgh Castle and local history. It's £18 per person. The Highland Tour is a full day, includes a visit to Loch Ness and costs £45.
I think we'll go for the Highland tour. It sounds amazing.
It really is. Many of our guests say it's the highlight of their trip. Would you like me to book that now?
Yes, please, for 2 people.
Booked. Do you or your wife have any dietary requirements we should note?
Yes, my wife is allergic to nuts, so no nuts, please.
I'll make sure that's added to the booking. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Now, you have some time to look at questions 7 to 10. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 7 to 10.
Yes, actually. Is there Wi-Fi in the rooms?
Yes, free Wi-Fi is available throughout the hotel. We also have a small gym and a spa area if you're interested.
Great. And is there a restaurant on site?
Yes, it's called the Willow Tree. It's very popular, especially for dinner. We recommend booking in advance.
Could we book a table for the night we arrive?
Of course. What time would you prefer?
Let's say 7:30 p.m.
Done. A table for 2 at 7:30 p.m. on the 15th. Do you want me to send a confirmation email?
Yes, please. Use this address, daniel.watson@gmail.com.
Perfect. You should receive the email in a few minutes. Just to confirm, check in on the 15th of October for 3 nights in a Riverview double with breakfast, parking included, Highland tour for 2, no nuts in meals, and a dinner reservation for 7:30 p.m.
That's correct. And just to double check, the Highland tour leaves from the hotel.
Yes, pickup is right outside at 8 a.m.
Thanks a lot, Sarah. You've been really helpful.
It's my pleasure. We look forward to welcoming you and your wife.
See you soon. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Watson.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. It is time for section 2. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 and 12. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 and 12.
Welcome to Westfield University Library. I'm Mark Dawson, one of the library team here, and I'll be guiding you through a brief introduction to our library services and resources. Whether you're a first-year student or a postgraduate researcher, we have facilities designed to support you throughout your academic journey. Let me begin with some of the recent upgrades we've made. We've completed a full renovation of our study zones over the summer. Now we have 3 distinct areas: quiet study, silent study, and group work areas. Each space has new ergonomic furniture, better lighting, and faster Wi-Fi access. We've also updated our online catalog system. The new version is faster and more user-friendly, allowing students to search, reserve, and renew books from home or on the go. You can also access e-books and academic journals with just your student login.
Now you have some time to look at questions 13 to 20. Now listen carefully and answer questions 13 to 20.
In terms of physical resources, our library now holds over 250,000 books and over 1,000 journals in print. For those who prefer digital resources, we subscribe to more than 30 major online databases. These cover everything from business and economics to medicine and engineering. If you're unsure how to find information or need support with research, our information desk is your first stop. We have a team of librarians available every weekday until 6 p.m. and on weekends until 4 p.m. They can assist you with referencing, database searches, or even how to use the printers. Now, for all new students, there is a mandatory induction session, which includes a library tour and an overview of our systems. During this session, you'll be asked to complete a short questionnaire about your reading and research habits. This helps us offer better support based on your subject and study level. After this, we provide you with a printed guide to using the library, including our code of conduct. You will also be shown a short video that explains our borrowing rules, including how many books you can borrow and for how long. Don't worry, it's all very straightforward. As part of our effort to help students stay organized, we also ask you to set some personal learning goals for the term. You can do this through our online portal. A library mentor will then check in with you mid-term to help you review your progress. Now, let's talk about access and borrowing rights. Every student must have a valid student ID card, which also acts as your library card. Without this card, you cannot enter the library or borrow books. Please don't forget it. We have several types of membership for different users. All full-time students are automatically signed up for standard membership. This allows you to borrow up to 8 books at a time and use all online resources. Research students and postgraduate students are eligible for premium membership. This includes borrowing up to 15 items and access to the postgraduate lounge, a quiet study space with free hot drinks. Premium members can also request books from partner libraries through our interlibrary loan system, which is a big advantage for students writing dissertations. Staff and part-time students can apply for Flexi membership, which offers borrowing during the week and limited access at weekends. Flexi members also have priority during exam season, meaning they can reserve study rooms in advance. For external visitors, such as alumni or members of the local community, we offer day passes. However, these do not include borrowing rights. But everyone who registers for a visitor's pass will receive a guest login and access to our public reading spaces. Guest users may also bring one guest with them, provided they sign them in at reception. I'll now hand out a leaflet summarizing all the details I've just mentioned. If you have any questions, feel free to speak to me afterwards or email our help desk at library@westfielduni.edu. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy using our library.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now is the time for section 3. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 25. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 25.
Hello, Professor Graham. I'm John Wishart. I'm working on my entry for this year's Global Design Competition in the Faculty of Engineering. My tutor, Dr. Patel, suggested I come to you because you have experience advising on these kinds of projects.
Ah, yes, John, good to see you. I've read the summary of your concept and glanced at your initial sketches. Please have a seat and tell me exactly what the brief is this year.
Well, it's an international design competition, and the challenge is to adopt an innovative approach to existing technology by using it in a way that hasn't been explored before. Essentially, we must develop a new use for current domestic kitchen appliance technology.
So, unlike last year's competition, which focused on energy efficiency, this year is more about creative repurposing or novel functions. Precisely what does the brief specify?
The brief states the design must be practical, manufacturable at scale, and solve a real problem in a domestic kitchen context. We need to push the boundaries of form and function.
That is indeed tricky. Which appliance have you chosen to reinvent?
I decided to focus on the dishwasher.
Interesting. What made you choose that particular appliance?
Dishwashers are commonplace in modern homes, but most models look very similar and perform the same basic functions. They tend to be uninspiring in both appearance and user interaction. I conducted a survey among 20 homeowners. 70% said they'd pay a premium for a dishwasher with a more intuitive, engaging interface. So, I thought, why not make them more appealing?
That's solid market research. So what's the core idea of your design?
I've dubbed the concept the rock pool. It's inspired by the natural beauty of rock pools on the seashore. The dishwasher's lid is made entirely of reinforced glass, allowing you to peer into the interior as if it's a miniature aquarium.
Fascinating imagery. I notice there's a large, smooth stone set into the base of the lid. Is that purely decorative?
It's decorative in appearance, but functions as the main control. Instead of a conventional button or touchscreen, you rotate the stone to power up the dishwasher and select the wash cycle.
So the stone doubles as a tactile user interface. Rotate clockwise for a gentle wash, counterclockwise for intensive.
Exactly. The rotation angle defines cycle length and intensity. I even considered adding LED backlighting beneath the stone to indicate cycle status, but opted to keep it simple for reliability.
Good call. Simplicity often drives user acceptance. Now, what makes the cleaning process itself innovative?
The innovation is using pressurized carbon dioxide in place of water and traditional detergents.
Carbon dioxide in a dishwasher. Explain how that would work.
CO2 is pressurized until it liquefies. That liquid CO2 is injected into the wash chamber where it dissolves grease and food residue without harsh chemicals. After cleaning, the mix of liquid CO2 and suspended grime flows into a holding chamber.
And then?
In the holding chamber, pressure is released, causing CO2 to revert to a gas. That expansion forces out the oil and food particles, which are filtered into the wasteline.
Brilliant. What happens to the CO2 next? Does it just vent?
No, that's the key. The CO2 gas is captured, repressurized, and returned to the storage cylinder for reuse. It's a closed-loop system.
Excellent sustainability design. Have you done any lab tests to see how many cycles the CO2 can endure before performance drops?
I ran preliminary trials. After 20 cycles, CO2 purity remained above 98% and cleaning performance was unaffected. I plan tests up to 50 cycles. I'll include those graphs in the presentation.
Now you have some time to look at questions 26 to 30. Now listen carefully and answer questions 26 to 30.
Good. Hard data will impress the judges. Safety must also be addressed. Handling pressurized CO2 can be risky.
Absolutely. The design incorporates multiple pressure relief valves, redundant pressure sensors, and an emergency shutoff. All components comply with EN safety standards.
Very thorough. Now, tell me what you've prepared so far for the competition.
I've completed detailed CAD drawings, drafted a 500-word technical paper outlining the physics and benefits, and sketched a bill of materials with cost estimates.
That's a solid start. For the finals, you'll need a physical prototype or scale model to demonstrate the mechanism's plausibility.
I thought so too, and I attempted a 1:10 scale mock-up, but I'm running into problems sourcing high-quality polycarbonate for the lid, Everything is prohibitively expensive.
Prototypes often run into budget constraints. Have you considered applying for a university innovation grant to cover materials and fabrication?
Not yet. I wasn't sure where to begin.
Let's do that. I can help you draft the application to the Technology Transfer Office and provide a supporting recommendation.
That would be invaluable, thank you.
Also, when you send me your 500-word paper, I'll review it to ensure the technical details are accurate and written clearly. The judges will scrutinize that.
I'll email it today.
Lastly, think about the presentation flow. Lead with the problem, then reveal the rock pool concept, follow with your CO2 cleaning cycle and data, and finish with a live or video demo of your scale model. We can workshop your slides next week.
That structure makes perfect sense. I really appreciate your guidance, Professor Graham.
You're welcome, John. Your rock pool design has genuine potential. Let's meet again in a few days to finalize the grant proposal and review your paper.
Thank you. I'll see you then.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
It is time for Section 4. First, take some time to review questions 32 to 40.
Today, we continue our series on ecology and conservation with a focus on an intriguing species known for its distinctive appearance and elusive behavior, the red panda. The red panda's most striking feature is its thick red fur, which helps it blend among autumn leaves and reddish moss in its riparian habitat. This reddish coat is complemented by a dense underlayer of cream-colored fur on its belly, which insulates it against cold mountain temperatures. Although its common name suggests a close relationship to the giant panda, genetic studies have shown that it is, in fact, the only living member of the family Ailuridae. Its lineage diverged from other carnivores more than 20 million years ago, making it a unique evolutionary artifact. In several Himalayan traditions, the red panda is revered as a sacred creature, and local hunters will never venture into regions where it has been spotted, both out of respect and superstition. These communities often depict the red panda in tapestries and carvings, believing it brings good fortune. The red panda inhabits temperate montane forests rich in bamboo, typically at elevations between 2,200 and 4,800 meters above sea level. The bamboo understory provides both food and shelter as mother pandas carry their young on their backs through these dense thickets. Remarkably, red pandas have a specialized wrist bone, a false thumb, that helps them grip bamboo stalks and maneuver among branches with agility. These forests feature a dense canopy of oak, fir, and rhododendron, yet the stand is open enough to allow dappled sunlight to reach the forest floor, encouraging growth of the young bamboo shoots on which these animals feed. The trees in these habitats grow on steep mountain slopes, which provide both refuge from predators and pathways for seasonal movements. Beyond its emblematic status, the red panda plays vital ecological roles. As a primary bamboo consumer, it regulates bamboo grove growth, preventing overgrowth that could choke out other plants. Its droppings enrich the soil with organic nutrients, supporting diverse understory vegetation and invertebrates. Red pandas also exhibit remarkable climbing skills. They use their curved claws and flexible ankle joints to navigate and descend trees head first, an adaptation rare among arboreal mammals. In protected reserves, they have been recorded living up to 15 years, although lifespans in the wild typically range from 8 to 10 years. Sadly, the red panda faces significant threats across its range. The most pressing is habitat loss due to agricultural expansion into forested valleys, where villages clear bamboo groves to plant crops or graze livestock. As farms encroach, the bamboo that red pandas rely on diminishes, forcing them into smaller, scattered patches. In addition, a growing network of mountain roads cuts through prime habitat, facilitating illegal poaching and increasing collision risk with vehicles. Road construction also fragments populations, isolating groups and reducing gene flow. Compounding these issues, the red panda's reproductive rate remains low. Females breed only once a year, producing just 2 or 3 cubs per litter, and juvenile mortality can be high due to predation and environmental stress. Conservation efforts for the red panda involve multiple strategies aimed at both in situ and ex situ measures. Field biologists conduct population surveys using camera traps, GPS collars, and genetic analysis of scat samples to estimate numbers and monitor genetic diversity. Community-based programs train local residents as wildlife guardians, encouraging sustainable ecotourism ventures that provide alternative livelihoods to logging or subsistence farming. In protected reserves, patrolling teams work with park rangers to deter poachers and enforce anti-logging regulations. However, enforcement is often challenging due to rugged terrain and limited resources. Researchers stress that legal protection of the forests must be strengthened through national legislation and international agreements. In particular, they advocate for the adoption of more stringent forest management policies, including the creation of ecological corridors that reconnect isolated populations across political boundaries. In the longer term, captive breeding and reintroduction programs can bolster wild populations, but such initiatives require careful genetic matching and ongoing monitoring to avoid inbreeding depression. Conservationists also emphasize the importance of habitat restoration through reforestation of degraded slopes and promotion of sustainable agroforestry practices in buffer zones. Educational campaigns in schools and villages aim to foster pride in the species and reduce human-panda conflict, such as crop raiding by pandas seeking alternative food sources when bamboo is scarce. International partnerships, including funding grants and scientific collaborations, further strengthen these efforts by providing technical expertise and financial support. Ultimately, the fate of the red panda hinges on our capacity to work across sectors, balancing human needs with ecological integrity. By preserving core habitats, establishing functional corridors, and engaging local communities, we can hope to secure a future for this charismatic mammal among the misty heights of the Himalayas.